What's up, everybody? Just want to make a quick video about the benefits and responsibilities of being king. So 2 weeks ago, we had KVK, and our kingdom 194 won both the prep and the war itself. So that made the next king, High King, which was Danny, the R5 from God. This round was King's Castle, and both those were kind of predetermined about if our kingdom won, who would get get the title at that time, because we passed back and forth between God and GUA. So last time was God's turn, and this time was our turn. So Welshie, our R5 from GUA, was kindly enough to make me king, so I can make this video. So anyway, the first thing that happens when you become king is you get this Town Hall skin, and you also get this March skin. So both look really nice, they're really unique, but functionally they actually don't do anything. Most Town Hall skins that you're going to get are going to give you 2% defense, and the March is going to give you 5% increased speed. This actually doesn't do anything, but they look nice, so that's cool. Then this button down on the right is the King's button that you get when you become king. So you click on that, and this is the King screen that kind of shows you all the things you're able to do as king. So the first thing you want to do is really make your appointments to the Minister of Justice. And this is because the Minister of Justice is able to move people up and down the list. So, if you want somebody higher up or lower down, this is the way you can do it. So it's nice to have a backup there. And we selected Abby because Abby's awesome, and she's done it before, and she does a great job, and she's very active. So great job, Abby. And she's doing it again. So this one doesn't only allow you to do that, it also gives you 80% resource production boost. So it's something, but it's not really that great. But a very important position. Now, if you're still in the Hall of Governor stage and you haven't gotten to KVK, you may not be familiar with these various appointments, so I'll run through them real quick. So first there's Chief Minister, and this one just gives you a general 10% boost for construction, research, and training speed, and it's pretty good. And when I was talking about that bumping up and down, if there's multiple people here, you get arrows that can push them up and down. And see these minuses, you could actually cancel out their appointment, or you can delete them from the list. So that's the power of being king or Minister of Justice. Over here, the Minister of Interior. This increases healing speed 100% and increases infirmary capacity by 5,000. The Field Commander increases squad lethality by 10%, and this one is the best one for Bear in my opinion. And here's the Marshal, which is increased squad attack by 5% and increased squad capacity by 2,500, which I think is the second best for Bear. And finally, there's Noble Advisor. And this one is good for training troops. So it increases training speed 50% and training capacity by 200. Now, in addition to being able to appoint these positions and whatnot, which is really useful for KVK and Bear, essentially, you also have this offender list. Now, we don't really use this typically, but this is a way to punish people if you want to, if they're, not doing things properly, or, sometimes people like to do it just for amusement purposes, and they didn't really do anything wrong. So these kind of have the negative effect of all these. These are going to make construction, research, training more difficult. This is going to decrease your production speed. This is going to decrease your healing speed and capacity. This is going to reduce your lethality for squad. This one's going to reduce your squad's attack and deployment capacity. And this one's going to reduce your training speed and training capacity. So you can see these are about 50% detriment to what these are as a benefit. All right. Next, there's the King's Skill. And this is what your main responsibility is as king, is to make sure you do these things. This top one is just a way to get 1,100 gems. I'm not sure if that's every day or just one time or whatever, but it's just kind of a little bonus or whatever. But these next ones are the ones that you want to use during KVK. So if you have, we did the 50% healing speed for 24 hours because we had King's Castle today, and this makes it easy for healing, even though it's kind of, since auto healing came into play, it's kind of useless, but it's still good for people if they don't have a lot of people with auto heal on. But these next one are really good for KVK prep. So we usually do like construction speed boost for construction day. We'll do a research speed boost for research day. And we'll do a training speed boost for the training day. And this makes it so the whole kingdom can do a better job of efficiently using their resources. Now these next three are kind of not really benefits, they're just kind of like things you can do. There's a forced ceasefire where nobody can attack each other for an hour. That's kind of crazy. I've actually never seen that being used in 194, but it's kind of neat. And then there's this forced exile, which randomly teleports somebody and then gives them a shield for 10 hours. I've only seen this used between friends that are kind of like messing with each other, you know? They just like randomly teleport them. And then finally, Kingdom Search, and this one's kind of pretty useful. So if somebody's messing with you and they teleport away randomly, you can find them. So it's really cool. So those are the king skills, and that's the main part of your responsibility. Now, the other thing you get when you get king is this ability to give people these gifts, these rewards for being good in KVK. You have 36 of them to give, and they're pretty much all the same stuff, just slightly different. It's kind of like getting different levels in Bear, you know, there's a slight reduction, but not really that significant. So you get 36, which is a pretty good amount. It's pretty much going to carry everybody that participated for the most part. Then up here are the other things you can do, which is you can rename the kingdom if you want. You can select a banner from any of these choices. And then down here you can do a king's declaration, which is pretty much like sending a world chat message across everybody for 400 gems, but you just don't have to spend the 400 gems, you know. Now this is one of the main benefits of being king, if you ask me. So this is the king benefit. So like these appointments we're talking about, you get all of those that don't take away from the kingdom at your disposal. And this is one that you get that nobody else gets, which is pretty cool. So this does a 5% boost for attack, defense, lethality, and health. Like that's pretty insane if you think about that, right? So it's kind of like getting 5% archer, 5% infantry, 5% cavalry of each of these things. So in some ways you can consider it like, you know, a 60% boost, which is pretty significant. Now, in addition to that, you can actually pick any of the other ones that we just discussed earlier. You see those, all of these. And you can switch every 5 minutes, so it can really expedite whatever you're doing for those 2 weeks you're king. And it's pretty good because it doesn't actually take away from the kingdom. Like, you can have a bear where you have lethality, I'll have a Reef have lethality, and then maybe Welshie has squad attack, whatever. And, you know, it's really cool little benefit. Now, that's pretty much all, and here's just a breakdown of these different, the skins you get for 14 days and the ship you get for 14 days. So that pretty much wraps up, like, everything you do as king, and I hope you enjoyed the video.